before we go to John 3 and 34, Bishop Mathias just said something real good. Why don't you want to be around somebody like that? Before you get John 3 and 34, jump up to John 3 and 19.
Oh, man.
John 3 and 19, before we get to 34, why don't you want to be around the comfort? Why don't you want to be where the comfort is at?
Right.
Read John 3 and 19.
And this is a condemnation, that light is come into the world.
That light is come into the world. Read on.
And men love darkness rather than light.
Nigga, you love darkness.
Right.
You love the darkness. Read on.
Child murder.
Because their deeds were evil.
Because their deeds are what? Evil. Evil. You're evil as hell.
Child murder.
Child murder. Read on.
For everyone that doeth evil,
Read on.
hateth the light.
That's why you hate to come around. That's why you don't want to come around.
Right.
Everybody that does evil hates the light.
This is right.
Read on.
Neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
You know good and well you ain't coming up in the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ talking about you shall murder. That's why.
Right, man.
You ain't coming up in the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ with that madness. And all you rebels know that. All the issues that you got, y'all not coming up in there like this. And y'all don't want to be exposed for that. Well, you can't come in the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ and not be right. You gotta be right. You gotta change when you come into Christ.
Right.
And you niggas don't want to change.
Right.
But now let's go to John 3 and 34 where we was at. Get the 34 first. Read that.
For he whom God hath sent speaketh the words of God.
This is how you know when a man is sent from God. It says, read it one more time.
For he whom God hath sent
The person that God sends. Read on.
speaketh the words of God.
He speaks the words of God. Right here, you just acknowledging that he's speaking the words of God. When you're saying that, well, I will say that he is a brilliant teacher. See, the hate got to come out you in the next statement.
Right.
He ain't no comforter, but he is very eloquent. A man that's sent by God speaketh the words of God. Read on.
For God giveth not the Spirit by measure.
And God give him not the Spirit by measure unto him. Let you know that what? He had the Spirit of God on him. He had the Spirit of God on him. The God sent comforter. The man that God put his Holy Spirit on. You can't deny it because you just put it right there.
Right.
We ain't gonna never tell you niggas that you're brilliant teachers.
Right.
That's something you ain't gonna ever hear from nobody else like that.
Hell no.
Never hear that.
Hell
You
no.
ain't gonna hear say that about you, Creflo Dollar, TD Jakes, the Pope. We ain't gonna say that about none of you niggas.
Right.
The only brilliant teachers is in the Israelite Church of God Jesus Christ.
That's right.
The chief brilliant teacher was the God sent comforter, the first teacher, the teacher that God sent to teach the rest of the nation of Israel. The one that God sent to teach the nation of Israel. That God was going to send to guide us into all truth and bring all things to our remembrance. We ain't gonna never say you niggas know how to teach nothing. We ain't gonna never call you niggas brilliant. We ain't gonna never call you niggas eloquent.
Eloquent. I gotta read this.
Yeah, reread that one.
I gotta read this. Eloquent. Having or showing clear and forceful expression. Clearly showing some feeling or meaning.
Clear. You see that? The what? Clear.
Clear.
The comforter makes things clear. Crystal clear. That's why I know y'all been seeing them clips of the breakdowns that's been going up there. And it's clear. That's what hurt you, right? It was burning. That word was burning inside you. And you put that comment there. Now you wish you could take it back. But guess what? We got you, nigga. We got you. We got you. Now you exposed. Listen to this. This is another thing. Here it is. Wait. We got to look at this comment some more, man. We got to look at this. This is madness. What you got?
I got a scripture for the nigga right here. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 44, verse 1 on down. Let us now praise famous men.
Go ahead.
And our fathers that begat us.
And our fathers that begat us. Read on.
The Lord hath brought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning.
Go ahead.
Such as did bear rule in their kingdom.
Read on.
Men renowned for their power.
Men renowned for their power. They was known for their power. Read on.
Giving counsel by their understanding.
Giving counsel by their understanding. Read on.
And declaring prophecy.
Go ahead.
Leaders of the people.
Leaders of the people. Leaders. Read on.
By their counsel.
Read on.
And by their knowledge.
Read on.
Of learning meat for the people.
Read on.
Wise.
Wise men. Wise. Read on.
And eloquent.
And what kind of men?
And eloquent.
And what kind of men?
And eloquent.
Hold on 1 second. But he is very eloquent. He is very eloquent. And what kind of men?
And eloquent. Musicians found out musical tunes.
Read on.
And recited verses and writing.
Read on.
Rich men.
Read on.
Furnished with ability.
Oh man, come on.
Living peaceably in their habitation.
Read on.
All these were honored in their generation.
All these were honored in their
You
generation.
niggas is hating because the Comforter is being honored. God is honoring the Comforter through the wisdom that He's bringing out and the eloquency that the Comforter is bringing out. You niggas is hating. That's why you niggas is full of hate. God is honoring the Comforter.
That's right, General. I want you to read some of the men's names that's in that chapter. That man, that chapter is talking about. Call out the verse and read the name.
This is verse 16. Enoch.
And who?
Enoch.
And who?
Enoch.
Enoch. That man was perfect.
Right.
Perfect in a short time. Jump down. Give me another name. Give me another verse.
Noah.
Which verse is that?
Verse 17.
Verse 17. Who?
Noah.
A man that was perfect in his generation.
That's right.
Give me another verse and another name.
Verse 19.
Go ahead.
Abraham.
Who?
Abraham.
Who?
Abraham.
Abraham.
Come on.
Abraham.
The friend of
The friend
God.
of
The
God.
friend of God.
God.
Give me another verse and another name.
Verse 22.
Go ahead.
Isaac.
Isaac. Isaac.
Come on.
Read on.
Verse 23.
Go ahead.
Jacob.
Who?
Jacob.
A man that had power with God. Our forefather. Not you niggas forefather. You and your father the devil.
That's right.
Read on. Give me another name in the verse.
And the 12 tribes.
That was it. That means you go on this more. It's a whole lot more. We gotta- Listen, go back. Go back to this comment.
The Lord said that Christ taught out all the ways of knowledge, and He gave it to His beloved Israel. So the wisdom and all that's coming out is given to us by God through the Comforter.
That's right. That's right. And the Comforter, you listen, we already know that the Comforter is in that company of great men. We already know that. We already know that the God sent Comforter is the man sent from God. It's like all these men were godly men sent from God. A person that's from God, people that's following God, they can recognize when somebody is sent from God. That's why you niggas can't recognize it.
You can't recognize the voice.
Right.
Christ said that His sheep hear His voice and they will not follow another. That's why you can't follow, because you're not of Christ. Paul spoke to the brethren and said, "Be ye followers of me, even as I am a follower of what? Of Christ." So it's lawful to follow a man if he's following Christ. Why would you want to follow somebody that's following Christ? He's living like Christ. He's acting like Christ. He's doing everything that Christ did and does in Christ's spirit. Why would you want to follow that man? And he's the one that got everything we need to know to meet Christ. He's the one that's preparing us to meet Christ. And y'all niggas want to meet God the Father. You gotta go through Christ 1,000 years to meet God the Father.
Right.
They don't know that breakdown.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna make it a
They
year.
don't know that breakdown.
And to show you how dumb you niggas is, how really foolish and dumb you niggas is, you really believe the scripture. How the hell can you believe that the Holy Spirit can come through an animal as a dove? You can believe that. You can believe that the Holy Spirit can be in a dove. You can believe that the Holy Spirit can be in a tongue. Something that's in a man's mouth, but it can't be inside of a man, an Israelite man. That's how stupid you niggas is, man.
First of all, y'all niggas don't even understand what the Holy Spirit is. The Holy Spirit ultimately is God the Father.
Right.
He is the Holy Spirit. He
Right.
is the Holy Spirit. And He put His Holy Spirit in His Son, which is also a Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, which is God the Son. That's why the Bible tells you in the book of Luke, when the angel came to Mary and said that holy thing, that's why it's called a holy conception, not the Immaculate Conception, stupid. The Immaculate Conception is what the Catholic Church preaches about Mary being born of a virgin. Mary was not born of a virgin. The only person that was born of a virgin is Jesus Christ. And the Bible tells you that that holy thing that was put inside of Mary was going to be called the Son of God. The Son of the Highest. That niggas is dumb, man.